So this week's AI news has yet again been insane. But the biggest news this week, by far the biggest news, is Elon Musk's Terafab project. However, it's not what most people have seen in the news. In this video, we're going to talk about how Terafab is not just a traditional chip factory. So let's get to it. What is Terafab? Technically, it's a single, highly recursive semiconductor facility. It's located in Austin, Texas, and it operates as a closed-loop system. It designs its own lithography masks, it fabricates its own chips, it tests them, and it feeds the results back into rapid iteration. The loop is designed to improve itself every roughly 9 months or so. No other factory on Earth has this level of internal recursion. The chips that Terafab produces are next-generation AI accelerators, and they're very likely successors to the AI4 and the AI5 line of chips, and they're optimized. And this is the important part here. They're optimized for real-time inference and, I repeat, and low-power orbital use. You heard that right, low-power orbital use. The real goal here is not terrestrial compute abundance, although that is a goal. The real goal is orbital and interplanetary compute abundance. This is the brains of not just Elon Musk's space compute, but his space expansion, literal interplanetary expansion. He explicitly stated that about 80% of Terafab's output is going to space because Earth's power grid simply can't support the scale of compute that xAI and Tesla want to deploy. So let's look at that scale here. For comparison purposes, the United States uses about 0.5 terawatts of electricity a year. Terafab is targeting 1 terawatt of compute per year. That's roughly double America's entire power use, and 80% of it is going to go to space because Earth literally can't handle it. So how does this actually scale to planetary and beyond power? Let's break it down really quickly here because it's going to blow your minds. First, Starship launches massive payloads of Optimus robots and solar arrays at scale, and that means hundreds of millions of tons per year capacity. Then the robots land on the moon or asteroids, they mine for silicon, iron, nickel, whatever, and then they 3D print more robots. They fabricate more solar panels, and they assemble AI satellites autonomously. These satellites use specialized, they're called D3 chips, and they're designed for vacuum operation. They run hotter and are cooled essentially for free in space with no terrestrial thermal bottlenecks. Each satellite node replicates more robots, more panels, more satellites, more compute. It's exponential replication seeded from Earth. Just picture it. Starships launching robot swarms, mining asteroids, printing more robots, building satellites, and it's all self-replicating forever. And the end game? Well, the end game is a Dyson Swarm bootstrap disguised as a semiconductor project. The system is a self-replicating von Neumann probe. Optimus and photovoltaics become the first machine capable of turning raw space resources into more of itself, while also building a growing swarm of AI compute nodes in orbit, literally. Once that swarm reaches critical mass, it can just capture meaningful percentages of the sun's output. Terafab is the seed factory that starts that replication cascade. So why did the market misread Terafab as being simply a $20 billion capex story? Honestly, Wall Street probably just saw chip factory and they thought semiconductor independence or cheaper Grok training or just more chips. But the real announcement was the blueprint for a Kardashev Type 2 civilization, a civilization that harnesses the full energy of its star. Right now, humanity's probably right around 0.73 or so on the Kardashev scale, and the gap to Type 2 isn't a technology gap, it's a recursion gap. Terafab closes that recursion loop on Earth, then launches it to space, where replication becomes exponential and unconstrained. In short, Terafab is the Earthside factory that builds the chips that go inside the satellites that replicate themselves forever. Bootstrapping a Dyson swarm, powering the entire planet as a side effect, and fueling interplanetary and compute growth as the main mission. It's not about making chips, it's about making the infrastructure for a Type 2 level civilization. If that doesn't blow our minds, I'm not sure what will. This is science fiction, Trekkie stuff, being birthed right before our eyes, and it's happening now. Make sure to drop a comment on how you feel about all this. Are you ready for autonomous, recursive, interplanetary expansion? Is it possible to realistically even conceive of this type of mass-scale expansion? Let us know. Until the next video, Kgoat signing off.